You're listening to the Recess Podcast. Today on the show, we are talking about Squid Game. Hey, I'm Kessyl.
And I'm SueLyn. Today on the show, we have Daniel with us. You might remember him from a previous Recess episode, the man behind the mockumentary. But this week, he is hanging up that artist's mantle. He is coming back as a friend and movie buff. Hi, Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Yup, a fellow fan of the series here. So today we will be critics of us.
I know, right? And people are going to come and like, oh, you don't deserve to talk about the movie. But okay, we're here to talk about it. Right. We are here to talk about Squid Game, the first Korean drama to top #1 on Netflix in the US. And for people in the back who hasn't heard about or watched the show, Squid Game is a survival drama, and I'm quoting Mashable Media's article, a Pastel-nightmare. It revolves around 456 people who are deeply in debt, risking their lives to play traditional South Korean games, all to win 45.6 billion won. And I think that's about 160 billion ringgit. But first thing first, what do you guys think about the show? Daniel, let's start with you.
Oh, I really loved it. I'm not someone who watches a lot of Korean dramas. But so when I was browsing on Netflix, I saw this show Squid Game, and I thought, why the title so lame? So I didn't really plan to watch. Then I just saw the trailer and it's so interesting. And then I saw it's like #1 on Netflix, and FOMO fear of missing out. So I just had to watch and I was hooked all the way in. Like 1 episode, 2 episodes. Okay, I need to stop. Then I cannot have to watch on, and I kind of finish it in I think a couple of days.
What about you, SueLyn?
Okay, so those who may know, I really don't like horror movies. Like on the list of things I don't like, right? It's injections followed by horror movies and anything with gore, essentially, right? So this is a very bad series for me. But unfortunately, FOMO, have to watch because you have to be able to talk about it like now. I don't like gore, so I had a very difficult time. It was a very torturous 9 hours. It felt like 15 years or something. So if you don't like gore, here is a gore warning. If you don't like spoilers, here's a spoiler warning as well for all of you. But I think I'm on the opposite camp from Daniel. He loved it. I wouldn't go as far as to say I hate it, but I really did not enjoy myself.
Really? You know what? So I'm the kind of person who don't like to follow the crowd. Like if everyone is like buying this thing, I don't buy it. If everyone is talking about this drama, I don't watch it. I feel like I'm just this kind of person. But then when Squid Game came around, I'm like, you know what? Maybe let me catch the wave this time. Like I want to be able to talk about it with my friends when we go out for dinner, because right now the rules are more relaxed for double dose people who are double vaccinations. So I actually watched until like 4:30 in the morning. I watched the first 7 episodes, and then the 8 and 9 I watched it the next day. And then I feel like it's very thrilling. Like it's like a COVID-free thrill. You just watch it from your couch, and then it's like so entertaining. Like the colors, the set design, the song. I'm rating this like 9-10, and we haven't even got to our favorite part. But the song is actually composed by the same art person who also made the audio design for Parasite. So it's really good, like with every scenes and all. I think that's very interesting. And I like it. But let's talk about our favorite scenes. Who wants to go first?
Daniel? Special guest first.
Okay. Maybe not just the scenes in particular, but I want to also share what I like about it. I like how the characters, they're all very fleshed out. The structure of the story is very well told. If you notice, the games are actually very simple, and there are a lot of people who are saying actually this show is like a copy. There are a lot of other series which have done this concept, especially from Japan. But what I find that's different is that those series tend to focus a lot on very cool and interesting, very crazy games. But these actually the games are super simple, very childhood games. But because they have such strong characters that they really flesh out, you feel for them, their motivation, what goes on in their lives. So it works. It really works. I think it was very, very brave of them to do the whole part where, they entered the game and then they played the first game and then they all said, we want to quit. Half of them said they want to quit. Half of them say no.
Right.
And I thought, then they took a vote. And I thought, okay, sure, cliche lah, sure, the last vote, then, they have to continue. But they actually stopped the game. And then I thought, okay lah, sure, some twist happened. The evil boss is going to force them to continue. But no, they really all got to leave and go back to their normal life. So at Act 2, I was thinking, okay, did I just waste my time? Like, we are back at square one.
No, but also what's funny is that you said the last vote was actually held by player one, who, and we already said spoilers, right? Player one is actually the mastermind. And then he actually, and at the last episode, he talked about how, these people come back voluntarily. And you want to continue with that because they realize that when they go out in the world, like their life is still as depressing. Why not I just go back into the game and it's as depressing as well. And I stand a chance to win this money to turn my life around.
See, I would argue that it's not voluntary, right? I really had a problem with them saying it's voluntary. It's an illusion of choice. And I have a problem with people pretending, like he's saying that, I'm giving you the freedom of choice. But if you think about it, these people don't really have a choice. You purposefully went out and sought desperate people. You went to people who had no other choice already, right? So at that moment, you cannot really say these people are acting of free will. At that point, I have an issue saying that this is free will because I don't think it is. You went to desperate people knowing that they would do anything for the money. And I disagree. I know the concept is there, but the execution, come on, you were saying it, but you're not actually doing it. So I don't agree with that part. You can see I don't like this movie.
But at the end, it's also like a game for the VIPs, right? Which I think they are
which
horrible,
I have also a problem with
actors.
By the way.
You have to agree with me, right,
twisted,
Daniel? Like,
right?
I feel like when they
like
came in,
how-
I'm like, the from 9 to like 6.5 kind of feeling.
Yeah. It didn't help that the actors were really terrible for those VIPs. Like really picked from the roadside one. The dialogue was so terrible for them.
They go and find the few Angmo they can find in Korea at this time in COVID. They cannot bring in anymore, right? Whoever is left in Korea, white person come
just
join
go
us.
some random restaurant and pick them. But I feel it was very well structured and very unconventional in that sense, where they did not just jump into the games, but they took time to build up how desperate these people were.
Yes. And the scene where the main character and the friends, they were entering into the van, like how they switched between the scenes and then the music, it was like, wow, really hit me on the spot. But my favorite episode is actually number 6 when the title was Ganbu. It means like your best friend and the one that you trust. They say that this was the episode that they put the most effort in it because the set, the structures, the sunset and all. And it's just, I think it's very, like it hit me on the point because the player one and the main character, Gi-hun, they were like making pinky promise like you're my ganbu and I trust you, and then the next second they just announced that you have to take each other's marbles and then the one has to be killed. So it's just like, so like his face just changed instantly and you can see the emotions, and with the music, 真的是 very 勁. And of course the conversation between the two girls where the South Korean gave like a living chance to the North Korean defector just because she felt like she had a life worth living when she walked out of this game to rescue her mother or to like check out Maldives. So that was quite good.
So that's your favorite episode, right, Kessyl? But to me, that's my least favorite episode. Honestly, I don't like all the episodes, to be fair. But I hated that episode.
You're a hater.
And
We
let me
should
tell
kick you
you
out of this show.
Hey, you are here for critics, okay? If you don't have someone
okay.
that hates the movie, then you're all just praising and sucking up to Squid Game. But I am not, okay? I'm going to call it out for what it is. I hated that scene because of betrayal, okay? The bad guy go and trick Ali and take his marbles, and I am not forgiving of that, okay? I was angry, I am hurt.
I really believed him for once because he was so sincere. Then, 真的.
That guy.
The thing is that Ali is a good guy. You killing him shows that, okay, I understand the writers are trying to show bad things happening and the reality of the situation, but I was so angry because Ali was a good person. He saved the main character in the first episode and now you come and kill him. I am furious, I am angry, and I want to hate watch. And that's what I did.
No, but I think this is what I learned from the show as well. Like these people like Ali, they have suffered like unequal treatments outside. Like there was a scene where his boss doesn't want to pay him. So they say like the idea of this game is for these people who suffered this unequal treatments and discrimination to come into the game and have a fair chance of playing. So I feel it's like it really helped me to learn that. It made me learn that you can't really trust people. Like even though you come into the game and they are so sincere, like let's do this together, we are friends, but in the end you just get betrayed. And it really shows the dark side of human nature where people deceive each other to survive. And I actually read an article, a Chinese article about this show. It says that people don't believe each other because that person is worthy of your trust, but it's because if they don't believe, they will be alone and helpless. And the same goes for when Gi-hun asked the girl, I forgot what's her name, but she's a model in South Korea, to join their team. Like she was hesitating, like, why me? But I think it's like, if I don't join your team, then I'm alone and I'm kind of helpless. But what do you guys learn from this drama?
Daniel?
I think it just shows like I guess the game is a metaphor for society in general because they kept saying like let's just try our luck in this game even though we might die, but how are things different out there? It's worse, and you don't believe them, but when you look at their lives, it is kind of bad. They are all like on the verge of dying or poverty, or they'll be chased down by loan sharks or gangsters or whatever. So yeah, I feel like that's just society, that's people in general. When you place a group of people together in a place, even if they're all fighting for the same goal or they should be working together in some way, they will turn against each other. Like we saw a group form, the gangster group, and they started like beating each other up over food.
Yeah.
So it's just sad. It's
or like
just
in the
how...
Tucker Wise episode, he just leave out the girl because the girl is weaker.
Yeah. Oh, I was so upset that because when they said they're going to leave the girls out, I thought, okay, maybe they will make the game something where girls will excel. Maybe it's Lompat Ali or something.
Okay.
And then it turned out to be thought of more like, oh no, they were vindicated. The guys really did have an advantage. I felt like, oh man. But yeah, I guess the moral came through in that where the old man gave them a strategy, even though they
I think
were
that's
weaker.
one of my favorite scenes too. Yeah. Like, because in the beginning I was doubting like something wrong with the player one, but I don't want to make my assumptions too quickly because it shouldn't be shown too obviously, right? Like he's the mastermind. But during the episode, I'm like, the pep talk he gave to this like younger people is like makes him feel like he really know the game really well. And yeah, it also show that teamwork over, strength. And it was so amazing like how they moved 3 steps ahead and then they won. Like what's so thrilling, like
yeah.
Actually, if you think about it, right, there's pictures of all the 6 competitions on the walls in their room.
I saw that. Yeah. But I think I'm glad the series ended on a slightly positive note. The final scene where he saw that man out in the street like freezing to death, and then the old man was betting at him. I think no one will help him. Then eventually a person walked past and you thought they didn't help, but then they came to get the police to help. So yeah, I guess the age-old question, are humans inherently good or evil? So they kind of hinted at maybe people are good, but I'm not sure.
You're going very, very big picture already. Like, I don't know if anyone else had this, but when I first saw this, especially the scene where the rich people came in with the mask, I got very Hunger Game vibes.
Yeah.
So it's very much like rich people are gambling and treating poor people like toys. And again, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with rich billionaires and exploitation of people. Basically using people for entertainment, manipulating them, seeking out vulnerable people and playing them as if they're toys. Yeah. It is bad enough. But I do agree with you, Daniel, that this is kind of a representation of life, but in a different way. So to me, I see it as this is the way we see billionaires and capitalism and things like I don't want to say a certain owner of a certain company, a very rich person who does not pay his employees well, wink wink. But I feel like this kind of hints towards that idea of like uber wealthy people get to manipulate society or factions of society, and because people are desperate enough because people are in this kind of situation where they almost have no choice. Yes, they have a choice, but is that actually a real choice? You know what I mean? And I think that to me is what I see in this movie, and that is why I am pissed at it, but I'm okay with the message that it sends out.
Yeah, but like what Daniel said, right? Like the last part, you start to question like if humans are really good or evil. I think that's why this movie, they want to depict the reality of how the weak are weaker, the strong are stronger. But I think it's like the lens that you see through the world, right? If you wear glasses that's green, you're gonna see the world green. So I think it goes back to the person, what kind of perspective you have.
But can you honestly argue that the old man or the guy that approaches all these poor people, can you honestly argue that those are good people?
No, but then what about these people who gamble their life away? I mean, how did they get into so much debt? Like gambling? We don't know. They show a few of their stories, right? The characters, not all of them.
Mm-hmm. Daniel, what's your favorite character in the movie? And like, allow me to ruin them for you.
It was actually it was the old man at first. Like when he died, I legit, oh no, you can't kill him. But when the reveal happened at the end, I felt my seat like, no, and it all made sense. Like, wow, okay. I actually think the girl was really sweet. The actually both of them but yeah, the way the South Korean girl, I think, how happy-go-lucky she was. She seemed like such a chinchai girl, but yeah, at the end she really sacrificed herself for someone whom she felt had more to live for, who had not seen the world as much as her.
Yeah, and it gave us a little hope. But okay, last question though. Would you guys survive this game? I mean, if not, you think you would die at which state? Like level, 2, 3? The first game was the red light, green light, where you kind of like turn around. The second one was, I think, the honeycomb.
Yep.
And then the third one was
Tug of War,
and then followed by the marbles. I don't think I'll make it to marbles though. I think probably tug of war, I'm gone, or even if I get the umbrella, I had to carve, I'm out. But the first one was so scary, really scary.
Yeah, you are not prepared for it.
Honestly, I think I'll die before I reach there, because I'll die from like heart attack and a shock, because I cannot do gore.
Like you'll be the one
I walk in the room.
Who ran.
I'll be the one who
you hear
ran
the first gunshot. But I think Daniel got the persistence, like the heart. Like I can sense the aura. Like he's gonna be calm and collected.
There was one game which I was imagining if I'm in it, I think I'll just, poop my pants and just die. The bridge one, because I'm very afraid of heights.
Oh my goodness,
and
that one.
Yeah, like I cannot do things like, cliff diving, bungee jumping, whatever. And this is like, you're going to die. So I think I'll just jump off at the start.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we had a great discussion today. We had some pros and cons about the movie. For me, I think our listeners, you should definitely watch it. It's a COVID-free thrill. You just sit on your couch and you experience. And I think just to enjoy the set, the music, the songs, and the characters, I think overall it's a good movie. I'll rate it like a 9 out of 10.
Daniel, how about you? How would you rate this show?
I think around there, 8 or 9 out of 10. I think this is one of the few films that there's so much hype, but yet it lives up to it.
Right. Wow, that's a good one. What about you, SueLyn?
For me, right, I would not recommend watching this movie because I don't like gore. So I'm going to leave you all with another recommendation. Lucifer Season 6 is out on Netflix. Please watch that instead. And with that, thank you, listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Go on Netflix, get a good Netflix account, watch either Squid Game or Lucifer, see what kind of person you are. Take care, stay safe, everyone, and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye now.